Oh, my dear Ombabika. The only thing more difficult than finding this place was learning how to pronounce it. And then finally he breathes in deep and goes, Ombabika. Definitely not Ombabika. I go, Ombabika? Or Ombabaka, as you might hear. Ombabika. 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 This little nugget of a place is tucked into the first line of verse 3. Of the 92 places in the song, it's the only one that cannot be found by simply following a map. I had made a valiant attempt to locate it during the first loop of my journey. I had wandered in the woods, found strange things hanging in the trees, and explored nearly all pathways that might lead to the rumored cemetery. Short on fuel, and judging by my official picture, also short on decency, I decided that a skinny dip in the Ombabika River would have to suffice as my experience of this place. 2 years had passed since that experience. I had covered over 72,000 miles on my journey. All the places on my sign were checked off. Annie and I had journeyed to almost every corner of the Western Hemisphere. I had slept hundreds of nights on the ground, and my body was begging for a break. Logically, I could pack it in and head home. But in case you're new here, this trip has very little to do with logic. So we gotta go back to Ombabika. Since that first attempt, the mystique of this place had grown. Ombabika is so obscure that my humble blog is the first thing that pops up when one Googles it. This fortunate instance of SEO failure allowed me to make a couple of wonderful connections. First was an email from Ian. He had spent time in Ombabika in the summer of 1961 as part of an Anglican work camp. He talked of an Ombabika I could hardly imagine. Where I had seen mostly dead ends and junk piles, he showed me a vibrant community, one that had a store, 2 churches, and even a little movie theater. He sent me a sketch of the area, pictures from his time there, and a number of historical notes, all things that I treasure deeply. The seeds of a return to Ombabika were planted. These seeds were well watered by Max, my fellow everywhereican from Quebec, who had undertaken the same journey to visit all of the places in this song. He had also found my blog while futilely trying to Google where to find Ombabika. We waited until we could meet in person to hear about his attempt to locate this mythical place. It was an edge-of-your-seat account, ending with him succeeding epically.
Ombabika Cemetery. Après 5 heures de recherche, à marcher dans les bois, on est arrivé à Ombabika, l'endroit le plus isolé que je suis jamais venu.
A final impetus for a return trip came from Mike, another fellow everywhereican. He had begun the quest to visit all of the song places over 15 years ago. Working as a pilot, he would visit places as they aligned with his travels. Ombabika is definitely not a place one would visit unintentionally, and it remained one of the locations still unchecked from Mike's list. Before he attempted to visit Ombabika, I already knew the exact location of the cemetery from Max. I can't completely say why, but I decided not to share this information with Mike. Attempting to locate Ombabika oneself is a quintessential experience on the road to everywhere. Undeterred, Mike made the best decision of any of us, getting in touch with the people who had inhabited the area for centuries. Ombabika is in the region of the Ojibwe people that spans over a large part of Canada and even down into the northern US. Though I'm brave enough to go everywhere, I don't think I'm courageous enough to attempt the pronunciation of the First Nation that is local to the area. I'll refer to them as the AZA. The band office got Mike in touch with a gentleman named Ray, a local who is an expert on the region. Ray agreed to escort Mike for a visit to Ombabika. Mike wrote a beautiful account of his trip, sharing wonderful regional insight gleaned from Ray's stories. The region has a long history of how it ended up in its current state. Ray even led Mike to the Ombabika Cemetery, a place he had not visited in decades. Mike told this story so well that I knew I needed to make a return. It was mid-October by the time I was ready to make my return. After a night in northern Minnesota, I headed north to cross into Canada. I didn't know for sure how many times I had crossed this border on my trip, something like 12 official times, but I did know that this one would be my last. And unfortunately, the Canadian border authorities still are the only group of people on whom my charm does not work. So it felt like pure providence to have one of the friendliest, most cordial crossings of my entire journey. A place called Ombabika.
And why is that?
I'm doing a trip trying to go to, there's a song called I've Been Everywhere, Man. Do when I'm all done.
And when are you all done?
Within a week. So this
is the end of it?
This is the very last place, and that's done. It's back to Nebraska, and the trip's over.
Well, that is very interesting. Best of luck to you.
It's been a wild ride, yeah. Thank you so much. And we're in. I rode towards Beardmore, the home of Ray, and also the final stop to get gas before the road to Ombabika. Mike had given me contact information for Ray, but I had not been able to get in touch with him. Thankfully, we connected on the phone when I was about an hour away. Though he had let Mike stay at his place, I, understandably, didn't get an immediate invitation. I told him that I was planning to just sleep in my tent somewhere, and he stated simply and factually, "It's going to be cold." Okay, so I've arrived in Beardmore. You know you're in Beardmore when you see this big snowman here. Remember it well from last time. There used to be gas here down the way, so I'm gonna go look for that. Excited to be back in Beardmore, hooray! I rode to Ray's place and he welcomed me in. He was a bit obligated to do so as he had a package for me that Mike had sent. The shirt was nice, but I'll always treasure the ribbon commemorating my respectable third-place finish of locating the Ombabika cemetery among Everywhereicans. I made another new friend right away named Mason. He also has deep ties to the area and just so happened to be at Ray's to help restring a guitar. He enjoyed hearing about my quest and my interest in the history of the area and agreed to join us for our trip to Ombabika the next day. We had a lovely evening, which was a mixture of a jam session, story session, and history lesson. Along with the harmony of our music, there seemed to be a harmony of our souls. It felt like hanging out with old friends. Ray was even gracious enough to invite me to sleep in his camper for the night, a warm blessing in more ways than one. The sun rose on Ombabika Day, and I had a big decision to make, whether or not I would attempt to take Annie back to Ombabika. Okay, so I'm in the truck on the way to Ombabika with my new friends Ray and Mason. Yeah, they agreed to take me up there, so I don't even have to take the bike. You know, Annie got as far as Annie could go last time, so I don't feel like I need to take her actually to Ombabika. Part of me would like to tackle that road again with her, but as always, of course, she's part of hers coming along, the windshield, and then also, of course, Sonic is part of it because Sonic has to be part of the journey. So we're on the way. About 20 minutes outside of Beardmore, we would turn north, greeting the gravel roads that would escort us for the next 4 hours. Though it was unfortunate not to have Annie along, the decision seemed a good one, even early into the drive. All right, here's the 801 road. Yeah, good one. Looks pretty nice, well maintained. You can go about 80 miles an hour and there's no problem. So yeah, I was thinking of bringing the bike through this. I don't know if I'm thinking that anymore. See how deep he goes. Oh, it's soft too. And there's a log in there. Dang. Though I missed having Annie along, one of the advantages of a more traditional road trip with friends is that sometimes the radio will bless you with an absolute banger. Pittsburgh, Parkersburg, Gravelburg, Colorado, Ellsberg, Rexburg, Vicksburg, Eldorado, Larimore, Atmore, Habitat, Nicotaska, Nebraska, Alaska, Opelika, Baraboo, Waterloo, Kalamazoo, Kansas City, Sioux City, Cedar City, Dodge City, Waterbury. I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere. I haven't been to Ombabika. We better get going. On my first attempt at this road, I was fascinated, confused, and slightly creeped out by a collection of shoes I found hanging in the trees. I was fortunate enough to get the full history on this phenomenon from Mason. His dad had mounted a random shoe found while clearing the brush there, and somehow a tradition had begun.
Sort of joke towards his auntie and that, but as soon as he did that, people started putting shoes in the tree, and it just built on from there, and now we got this shoe tree forest here. Those shoes still look good. Ray, go get those shoes.
Mason pointed out the most recent addition, a pair of Adidas that exceeded the civilized scent threshold and were added as a matter of public health. We contributed an air freshener with our names on it to commemorate our visit, then continued on our way. About 2.5 hours up the road, we reached the fork with the Welcome to Auden sign. Though the Auden Railroad Station is still an hour and a half from this spot, this is the location of the Auden Cemetery. Ray and Mason have such deep roots to this area that so many places and things would spark a story or a memory. I did my best to absorb them like a sponge, thoroughly enjoying the process of becoming more acquainted with the area.
My dad built these stones.
Uh-huh.
My dad built these 2 stones.
Huh.
My dad did the maple leaf even.
Oh, that's cool.
Because he was a Leafs fan.
Oh, I see. There were big stories of commerce, logistics, and the once booming logging industry in the area. There were also small stories about origins of headstones and mischievous acts with slingshots. Through my journey, I found that both of these types of stories are necessary to truly understand people and places. I felt so thankful to my guides for all that they were sharing with me.
He just laughed at me. I'll never forget that. Oh, Remy.
We reached Auden, Ombabika's neighboring town, which still very much exists. A Canadian railroad station is located where the road dead ends. Around this station and down a few other various paths, there are a handful of houses and a few trailers. I didn't get an exact number, but there are probably a dozen or 2 people that live in the area year-round, and more that frequent during summer months.
Well, that's an old Ford.
That is an old Ford.
Our trio became a quartet as we added young Hank to our ensemble. We had a nice chat with his parents, and he eagerly joined in on our adventure. Ray would quiz him about the makes of various vehicle carcasses along the paths. Multiple times he said, with a considerable amount of pride in his voice, "That's just what I was like as a kid."
Check this out. That's Levy Valve. 50, 51 maybe?
There's another one right there.
Late 40s.
Oh, jeez. All right, we are on the Skin Road. We are officially in Ombabika.
There's another bump up over here.
And I think there's a bumper in the tree somewhere here.
Oh, yeah.
This looks better than when I was on it a couple years ago. I thought it was pretty much completely grown over. I guess maybe that was because it was,
Well, we cut this out with chainsaws and stuff.
yeah, it was summertime too. I remember when I was coming down this last time, I had a good feeling. I was like, I bet this is it. I bet I'm gonna find Ombabika.
You were in Ombabika.
Yeah, well, I thought I'd find something. Aren't we gonna see some like cars off to the side pretty soon and stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, there's the bumper.
So they might put a bridge back in. So
Hey, that bumper in the tree. Actually, I thought it was sort of hanging more than that.
I think that might fit on one of my old pickups.
The road ended at the same spot at which I had skinny dipped a couple of years earlier. Given the temperature and the company, I felt no strong temptation to repeat this feat. We crossed the rickety bridges and Ray gave me an official Ojibwe greeting to Ombabika. Can you officially say we're in Ombabika?
We are in Babaka. Babaka is goddamn good. Guys die on Wishka. We lived here a long time.
Is that what that meant?
Yeah.
We lived here a long time.
Yeah.
So we are definitely in Ombabika. I've been here before, but yeah, feels real special to be back here. We walked down paths that I had explored before. This gave me a hint of nostalgia, but it must have paled in comparison to what Ray was feeling. It was obvious that he knew the exact places the houses stood, could remember the people who had lived there, could still see in his mind's eye an Ombabika as it was before. These are the old school desks.
Oh, look.
As we used our imaginations to fill in the blanks for the features which time had obscured, it didn't seem like he felt any sorrow in seeing Ombabika as it stands today. Rather, there was a sense of pride for what it was, a "you should have been there" story that you tell to your friend that just happened to miss out. I'm still not going to reveal the exact location of the Ombabika cemetery. It's not really mine to give. I can tell you that when you see a lawnmower in a tree, you are going in the right direction. Seeing the final pathway to the cemetery, I could hardly believe that I had missed it. But had I found it that first time, I would not have gotten to experience this incredible moment. Oh gosh, this is it? It's not a myth. It's a real thing. It's a real place.
Right. We're the real Ombabika people too.
Oh man.
This has changed since I've been here.
Oh wow. We did it. We did it.
Come have a beer with me in Big Gold. Somewhere in here.
I had lugged along a guitar which had been crunched during Mike's visit up here. Having been patched with duct tape, it was now affectionately called Apache. I would use this instrument to deliver the best performance possible with frozen fingers. I'm sure I'll sing this song hundreds of more times in my life, but I doubt few performances will touch me like this one.
So this
might be a little different arrangement. I got all the media I had been coveting. Pictures of the sign with Sonic, my late father's paintbrush, and, of course, with my merry band of co-adventurers. Then I spent some time alone and in silence before executing the final about-face of my journey, pointing my feet towards home for the final
Oh, you
time.
definitely make Ombabika proud too.
Yeah. So that's not recording whatever I say, right? It does?
It's rolling, yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Then I won't talk more. All right, Brett.
You probably appreciate.
All right. Go.
I was toting my pack along the dusty Winnemucca road when along came a semi with a high canvas covered load. If you're gonna Winnemucca Mac, with me you can ride. So I climbed into the cab, settled down inside. He asked me if I'd ever seen a road with so much dust and sand, and I said, now I have traveled every road in this here
I like the way you
land.
said that. All right.
I'm singing here.
Sorry.
I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere, man. Cross deserts, bare man. Breathe mountain air, man. Travel, I've had my share, man. I've been everywhere. Been to Reno, Chicago, Fargo, Minnesota, Buffalo, Toronto, Winslow, Sarasota, Wichita, Tulsa, Ottawa, Oklahoma, Tampa, Panama, Manitoba, La Paloma, Bangor, Baltimore, Salvador, Amarillo, Toca Bear, Benquilla, Padilla, Amakilla. I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere, man. Cross deserts, bare man. I breathe mountain air, man. Travel, I've had my share, man. I've been everywhere. Been to Boston, Charleston, Dayton, Louisiana, Washington, Houston, Kingston, Texarkana, Monterey, Faraday, Santa Fe, Tallapoosa, Glen Rock, Black Rock, Little Rock, Oskaloosa, Tennessee to Hennessy, Chicopee, Spirit Lake, Grand Lake, Devil's Lake, Crater Lake, for Pete's sake. I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere, man. Cross deserts, bare man. Breathe the mountain air, man. Travel, I've had my share, man. I've been everywhere.
When you come to Ombabika, pause a little bit.
It's coming up.
Yeah.
Been to Louisville, Nashville, Knoxville, Ombabika.
Ah, thank you. Thank you. Oh.
Shefferville, Jacksonville, Waterville, Costa Rica, Pittsfield, Springfield, Big Street, Shreveport, Hackensack, Cadillac, Fond du Lac, Davenport, Idaho, Jellicoe, Argentina, Diamantina, Pasadena, Catalina. See what I mean, sir? I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere, man. Cross the deserts, bare, man. Breathe the mountain air, man. Travel, I've had my share, man. I've been everywhere. Closer to everywhere.
Yeah.
Been to Pittsburgh, Parkersburg, Gravelburg, Colorado, Ellensburg, Rexburg, Vicksburg, El Dorado, Larimore, Atmore, Houseside, Chattanooga, Chaska, Nebraska, Alaska, Opelika, Baraboo,
Nebraska?
Kansas City, Sioux City, Cedar City, Dodge City, what a pity. I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere, man. Cross the deserts, bare, man. Breathe in the mountain air, man. Travel, I've had my share, man. I've been everywhere.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You got to be a part of this journey.
I had a sweet moment with Mason as we stopped to replicate a previous selfie on the bridge crossing the Ombabika River. He expressed sincere gratitude to me for letting him be a part of this journey. I struggled to know how to respond. From my perspective, I was clearly the one receiving the gifts in this scenario. All that I had brought to give was my interest and my acknowledgement that this place was special, its story worth being told. But even this simple gift, when being given and received with the right heart, is one that can inspire deep gratitude. Call me a slow learner, but it took me 92 places to start to understand this. We looped around the station for the railroad, and I showed my guides the door I had knocked on 2 years ago, seeking gas and directions. Calling the reception rude might be a stretch, but it was definitely terse and dismissive. Mason told me that 99% of the time I would have knocked on that door, I would have met the most wonderful lady. I would have left with snacks, exact directions to the cemetery, and, it sounded like, a new best friend. Alas, just like so many other indicators, I was truly destined to come back here. Our time in Ombabika would be punctuated by a visit to Mason's grandparents' house. We had actually met them on the road on the way up. Mason asked if they had enough to feed us all, and his grandma said, "No, but stay anyway." We had a beautiful meal together with lots of stories and laughter. I was coaxed into giving a performance, which was a bit chaotic for some reason, but my audience received it well. I've been everywhere. I was elected to be the driver for our dark, slow drive back down the road through the puddles to get home. We had more quality conversation and sung along to all the classic songs on the radio. How do you guys feel?
Talking about.
Feel pretty good.
Awesome. You got me?
We've been to Ombabika, man.
You got me?
You're in there.
Is that me out there?
That's you in the light.
That's old bald guy.
Ombabika OGs, man.
Ombabika Express.
OGs.
This is the Ombabika Express. We got back around 11 p.m. Though it was Saturday night, I was not expecting Beardmore, with its population around 200 people, to have much of a vibrant nightlife. This would be one of the most erroneous assumptions of my entire journey. Ray had told me, "You need to meet my friend Teddy. He plays like you." Accordingly, we convened a surprisingly large group in the basement of his neighbor, Christy. It was the most incredible evening. Teddy is an awesome musician, and hearing him play was a joy. We passed around instruments, singing sporadically, but with also long breaks to share stories from the day, as well as personal histories. Laughter, food, and drink were constant accompanists of our revelry. People will invest lots of time and money to create the perfect nightlife experience. One might be captivated by a show on Broadway or bask in the glitz and glamour of the Las Vegas Strip. Those things are nice, but they are things that have a price. For me, given the option, I would always choose a basement in Beardmore. That's an experience that's truly priceless. We ascended from our beautiful basement sometime after 5 a.m. I left with a generous slice of pie, a labeled plate of moose meat and sides, and most importantly, another hefty helping of special memories. All that remained in the morning was to complete the ceremonial tasks. I had already crossed off Ombabika 2 years ago, so I created a new box next to it for Ray to plant a fresh, emphatic X. For around 40 unlikely hours, the unique and distinct paths of Ray and myself had run in parallel. Despite the brief time frame, Ray had made a deep impact on this story and on me personally.
All right. Thank you, Ray. God bless you. We'll see you later.
Though this experience had answered some questions, most notably, where the heck is that cemetery, it had also asked many. Can I examine a deserted settlement with so much respect and curiosity that I can feel its history reverberating in my bones? Could I become the type of person who would clear my schedule to help a wayward wanderer with a dream? Can I roll through a no-stoplight town believing that there's a basement full of people there who are having way more fun than me? Can I tread delicately through an overgrown cemetery with all reverence, feeling in my chest the impact of these special people who loved and were loved? With the close to my trip drawing near, I hear an almost haunting voice telling me, "To whom much is given, from him much will be required." Upon surveying the overwhelming inventory of generous acts directed my way, I can only say, Lord help me. Now, may God bless you, and may God bless Ombabika.